Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the MLB slate on DraftKings for Wednesday, September the 26th. I'm just going to cover the main slate today. There is an early slate. I think it's a 3-game early slate. I won't talk about that. We'll just look at the main slate. 12 games. Definitely a nice pitching slate. Got 3 guys over 10K. Got DeGrom, Sale, and Herman Marquez all pitching today. Then you got Tanaka, Greinke, Shane Bieber gets the White Sox, Madison Bumgarner gets the Padres. So a lot of good pitching options on the slate, a lot of guys to choose from. Yesterday's slate was nice at pitching, but then when some games got postponed, when some weather happened, kind of took out some of our good options that we liked. Hopefully weather is not an issue today. I'm not seeing any weather concerns. The Red Sox game has some light rain in it. The Mets game has some light rain in it, but I don't know if either of those games have risk of getting postponed. We'll obviously know more about that later on during the day on Wednesday. But let's go ahead and look at pitcher. Do want to let you guys know that before we do get started looking at pitcher, I want to let you guys know I will have a video going up on Wednesday sometime in the morning, afternoon, going over the showdown slate, the Thursday night football showdown slate between the Rams and Vikings. So if you want to watch that video, I would appreciate it. Should be up Wednesday, hopefully around 11 o'clock Eastern or 12 o'clock Eastern, early in the morning. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at pitching on this 12-game slate. DeGrom gets to face the Braves at home. This will most likely be DeGrom's last start. The regular season for MLB ends on Sunday, so I think this should be DeGrom's last start. You can play DeGrom today, but he's expensive. He's 13-2. He's facing a Braves team that doesn't strike out much. I don't think I'm going to be going there. I wouldn't say you're an idiot for playing DeGrom today, but I feel like I'll be underweight on him, especially if he's going to be popular. I don't think I want to play DeGrom at 13,200 if he's going to be popular. Chris Sale, I would love here, but we don't know how many pitches he's going to throw. In Sale's last game against the Indians, he went 3 1/3 innings against the Indians. He was kind of struggling in that game. He did give up 5 hits and 2 runs. Still got 7 strikeouts, but he threw 73 pitches in that game. So if he's going to go 90 pitches, then he's definitely playable today at 11,100. We don't have any news. I haven't seen any news about a pitch count for Sale. His first start back from the DL, he went 26 pitches. Then the start after that, he went 42 pitches. And then in his last start, 73. So if his pitch count continues to increase, at least at this rate, he could for sure go 85, 90 pitches here. Even if he's going to be on an 85, 90 pitch limit. Against the Orioles, I'll play Sale at 11,100. He could easily get 10 strikeouts and 80 pitches against this team, just with how bad they are. So I do like Sale today. We're going to have to wait and see what the limit is. This will be his last start before the postseason. Pretty sure all the guys that are starting today, this is going to be their last start. I don't think they would start again on Sunday. That would only be, that would be like 4 days rest. So I doubt any of these guys are going to start again for the rest of the year. So if Sale's not going to be limited today, I do like him. But since we don't know that information on Sale right now, I think I'm going to roll with Herman Marquez. I love Marquez here. The guy's just been one of the best pitchers as of late, even in Coors Field where we know it's a hitter's park. Marquez has still been able to pitch very well. His last 4 starts have been great. He did have that one rough one against San Francisco, but dude's been racking up strikeouts, getting double-digit Ks just about every game. He's just been pitching so good lately, been so consistent. Love Marquez here. This Phillies team might seem somewhat dangerous, but they do have some strikeouts in their lineup. You can strike out guys like Herrera. Hoskins will K versus righties. Ramos will K versus righties. Dylan Cousins will strike out. Kingery will strike out. Roman Quinn will strike out. Pivetta, obviously the pitcher, will K as well. Just a lot of upside here from Marquez. I don't expect him to be very popular since he's pitching in Coors Field, especially if Sale is not going to be limited today. A lot of people are going to play Sale. I will definitely have exposure to Sale if he's not going to be limited, but I'll still be on Marquez. Definitely like Marquez here. I might just full fade DeGrom and roll with Marquez, and depending on what Sale is able to do today, might have some Sale exposure as well. But that's it for the really stud pitchers above 10K. Now we got some mid-tier arms that we can definitely consider. You got Tanaka against the Rays, who I do like here. Tanaka's, I know earlier this year, put up a really great game against the Rays. Would not be surprised if he's able to do well again today. This is a Rays team that does have some strikeouts in their lineup. It's a good pitcher's park. I like Tanaka at 9,500. Would prefer to get up to Marquez, but don't mind Tanaka if you need the savings. Shane Bieber, another guy I like, 8,900 against the White Sox. We know the White Sox will strike out a ton, especially versus righties. I think Bieber's in play. Mad Bum I really like as well at 8,700. It was tough to decide between Bieber or Mad Bum as my SP2. think I'm going to roll with Bumgarner, but I like both guys. If you don't want to play Bumgarner, Bieber is easily a guy you could go to for just 200 more against the White Sox. But Bumgarner's getting to face the Padres at home. Great pitcher's park. It's a Padres team that we've said over and over just strikes out a ton. Everyone knows this. They only have a 3.2 implied run total. Great pitching weather here, just 60 degrees and a great pitcher's park. I think Bumgarner has some upside here. The one game where he showed upside, or the one game this year where he's really done well, was against the Padres. He went 8 innings, only allowed 3 hits, 2 walks, got 8 strikeouts, 35 DraftKings points earlier this year when Mad Bum faced the Padres. Love him here, 8,700. Could easily get 30 DraftKings points against this really bad Padres team. So I think Bumgarner's a guy you can consider at SP2, along with Shane Bieber. Then other plays, if you want pivots away from these guys, Sean Newcomb's getting to face the Mets. We know the Mets, not very good versus lefties. Don't mind Newcomb. Jake Odorizzi's getting to face the Tigers at home at 7,900. Odorizzi, his last start against the Tigers went really well. I think Odorizzi has another pretty good start today, and I will definitely have exposure to him in tournaments. Have been playing around with MME lately, max multi-entry. Been playing 150 lineups, so in my 150, I'm sure I'll have exposure to Odorizzi. I'll have some exposure to Newcomb, but I'll probably have less exposure to them than guys like Bumgarner, Bieber in that mid-tier. But then looking for value for cheap plays, if you want to pay up for DeGrom and you need a cheap SP2, I think Eric Lauer is probably going to be the guy that a lot of people land on, and I can see why. He's cheap. He's facing the Giants in a great pitcher's park. A lot of people played Robbie Erlin Tuesday night, including myself. I had some Erlin exposure. It's just the guy's cheap. He's facing a bad Giants team. It's a great pitcher's park. Not really much needs to be said. I like Lauer if you're looking just to punt pitcher, looking for a cheap option. But I think that is it for pitcher. Let's go ahead and look at some bats we can target. First base, there's a cheap play I like here from the Red Sox. Hopefully this game plays today. The Red Sox are playing a doubleheader. They're playing a game at 1, then they're playing a game at 7. The game at 1 is going to be like the makeup game. But Mitch Moreland should be facing right now. What I'm seeing is he's going to face Jimmy Yacobonis, who was supposed to pitch yesterday for the Orioles. He's supposed to pitch in the night game tonight. So if Yacobonis is going to pitch for the Orioles, then I really like a Red Sox stack here. I like Mitch Moreland. He's only 3,700. Should be batting cleanup or 5th in this Red Sox lineup. This should definitely put up runs versus Yacobonis. Since it is a doubleheader, there are some concerns that maybe the Red Sox don't roll out their good lineup. Maybe they roll out their good lineup in the early game. I guess that's just something we'll have to wait and see. But if the Red Sox, if they do rest guys like Mookie Benintendi, that could potentially open up some value. We could get I know Brock Holt's not a great hitter, but we could get him batting 1st or 2nd, and he could be a cheap value option. Zue Lin, I think that's his name. He's made some appearances lately. We could see him in this night game depending on if he plays in the early game or not, or if they decide to give some of these guys some rest. So maybe look to this Red Sox lineup for value depending on what lineup they roll out. Winds blowing out 10 miles per hour definitely should help the bats as well. Like Moreland here, 3,700 as just a cheap play, getting exposure to that lineup. And then my final 2 plays, going to look to the Rockies. Rockies are for sure a top stack for me versus Nick Pivetta. I like DJ LeMahieu here at 4,200. Also really like David Dahl. I'll go ahead and plug both of those guys in. Dahl is 4,800 in the outfield. LeMahieu 4,200 at second base. Both guys just seem a little bit too cheap for just this matchup with Nick Pivetta. Pivetta has really struggled lately. This is not a good spot for him. He's going to have to go to Coors Field to face the Rockies. 6 mile per hour winds blowing out should help a little bit. This Rockies team does have a 6.2 implied run total. You obviously know to play Blackman, to play Arenado, to play Story. But guys like LeMahieu, Dahl are really good value options. They're a little bit cheaper than the stud plays like Blackman and Arenado. Even Cargo is 4,300. Ian Desmond's 4,200. You can find some salary savers from this Rockies lineup, and they should definitely be able to put up runs here versus Pivetta. So I like LeMahieu, like David Dahl. You can obviously play Arenado, Story. If you can fit them in, you can go to those guys as well. But yeah, these are my 5 plays for tonight's 12-game slate. Herman Marquez, Madison Bumgarner, Mitch Moreland, DJ LeMahieu, and David Dahl. Now I'll quickly talk about some of the stacks that I like on the main slate, go over some BVP as well. So my favorite stack, if I was just playing one lineup today, my favorite stack, it would be the Rockies. It's just a matter of if I could fit them in. Obviously, if you're stacking the Rockies, you're probably not going to be able to play one of the top pitchers, so you might have to go like Bumgarner, Bieber, then you could probably play the Rockies. I don't mind that at all, though. I do love the Rockies here. The Red Sox as well, especially, could get some value out of this lineup, so maybe the Red Sox could be a cheap stack, depending on what lineup they roll out after a doubleheader. Even if it's a bad lineup, I'll still play some of these guys because they're cheap and they're facing a bad pitcher in Yacobonis. So Red Sox, Rockies, two teams I really like. For cheap stacks, that maybe we need if we want to like stack expensive pitching, or if we want to play expensive pitching and we need a cheap stack, I think the Twins versus Matt Boyd could be a team you look to. I think the Angels versus Yoander Mendez could be another team you look to. The Angels have a 4.9 implied run total. The Twins have a 4.7 implied run total versus Boyd. If you're playing expensive pitching, those could be two teams you look to stack. But I think that's it for stacks. Let's go ahead and look at BVP on this slate. Some of the top BVP plays. I'll just cover the ones with about a 20 at-bat sample, so that way we can get through this rather quickly. So we'll start off with Jason Kipnis. Looks like Hector Santiago is expected to pitch for the White Sox today. Kipnis has gone 13 for 31 with 2 home runs against Hector Santiago. Robbie Grossman, 6 for 23, 2 home runs against Matt Boyd. Justin Turner, 9 for 25 with 2 home runs against Zach Greinke. Let's see here. Down here at the bottom, Marcus Semien gone 10 for 27 with 2 home runs against Felix Hernandez. And lastly, Jed Lowry, 14 for 59 with 4 home runs against Felix Hernandez. So that's it for BVP, guys, and I think that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed the video, just make sure you click that like button. I would really appreciate it. If you are new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, make sure you do click that subscribe button down below. And if you do have any questions, you can always hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT, or feel free to leave a comment down below. Would really appreciate any feedback you guys have. Always like to see your comments. Also, if you want to check out my video for the Showdown slate Thursday Night Football, I will be uploading that video sometime on Wednesday. Would appreciate it if you would give me some feedback on that video as well. Maybe even leave a like if you do enjoy it. But yeah, guys, I think that's it. Good luck on this Wednesday MLB slate, and we will see you back again on Thursday. Peace.